During a high-stakes football confrontation at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Taylor Swift witnessed a heart-stopping moment that filled her with absolute terror as she watched her boyfriend Travis Kelce endure what seemed like a catastrophic collision on the field. The intense matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Lions had attracted enormous crowds who packed the stadium, anticipating an electrifying battle between two formidable teams, with tension permeating the atmosphere as both squads battled ferociously for supremacy, while players poured every ounce of energy into their quest for triumph. Kelce had been showcasing exceptional performance throughout the contest, proving exactly why countless people regard him as one of the premier tight ends in professional football, his summer having been characterized by happiness and optimism primarily because of his flourishing relationship with Swift, which had become a persistent subject throughout entertainment and sports journalism. When entering this specific game, he displayed focus and determination to assist in guiding his team toward another victory. But during the second quarter, while the Chiefs were advancing downfield attempting to penetrate Detroit's defensive line and establish command of the game's rhythm, Kelce executed a spectacular reception that showcased his extraordinary abilities as he secured the ball with incredible accuracy. However, while trying to advance forward and accumulate extra yardage, a Lions defender charged from his blind spot, delivering a devastating tackle that completely caught him off guard. The impact proving so forceful that it launched Kelce airborne in an uncontrolled fashion before he crashed violently onto the ground, striking his knee at an awkward angle and tumbling in a terrifying sequence that caused everyone observing to inhale sharply in alarm. An unsettling quiet descended upon the entire stadium as spectators gazed at the motionless form sprawled across the playing surface, while television cameras rapidly redirected their attention to the luxury box where Swift had been closely monitoring every play of the game, her face being captured in sharp detail as shock and fear overwhelmed her expression. Her mouth fell open as she released an audible gasp while observing the man she deeply cherishes lying injured on the field, tears instantly beginning to form in her eyes as the gravity of the circumstances became apparent to her, prompting her to leap from her seat, unable to remain stationary, while Kelce lay still below. Her hands trembled visibly as she raised them to her face, attempting to process the traumatic scene developing before her, the distress carved across her features being impossible to overlook as it became evident to everyone that this moment had rattled her completely. Other spectators in the VIP area couldn't avoid noticing her emotional condition, and many discovered themselves equally worried both for Kelce's welfare and for Swift's obvious anguish, with someone seated near the superstar later providing an interview to reporters offering a comprehensive description of what they witnessed. This individual explained that Swift had been comfortable and enjoying herself during the game, but the moment she saw Kelce's collision, everything changed as she immediately placed her hand over her mouth, while her eyes quickly reddened as moisture accumulated in them. The observer emphasizing that you could literally feel the emotional suffering radiating from Swift, not merely due to her romantic concern, but because she understood how much commitment he brings to every game and how devastating an injury would be for him personally. On the field, medical staff and team physicians rushed toward Kelce's location to assess his status and determine whether serious harm had occurred, forming a protective circle around him while conducting initial evaluations as the crowd observed nervously. Meanwhile, up in her viewing section, Swift remained standing at the box's edge, gripping the railing with white knuckles as she refused to look away from the scene below. Her complete focus stayed fixed on Kelce and the medical personnel surrounding him. As witnesses reported, she maintained this stance for what felt like an eternity, monitoring every movement and desperately hoping for encouraging indicators. But as time elapsed and Kelce remained on the ground, Swift's emotional reaction intensified dramatically, with tears beginning to stream freely down her cheeks. Despite her efforts to wipe them away discreetly, there was no hiding her genuine feelings. The witness, who later spoke publicly about the incident, described it as truly heartbreaking to observe, noting that Swift appeared to be offering silent prayers while hoping for the most favorable outcome possible, as the entire venue seemed suspended in collective anticipation, waiting to learn what would transpire. Then, after an excruciating delay, Kelce began moving as he slowly pushed himself upward using his arms, and the instant this occurred, the stadium erupted with celebration. A tremendous surge of relief swept through Arrowhead as fans cheered, seeing their cherished player starting to recover, while Kelce, wearing his distinctive number 87 jersey, rose to his feet and shook his head, signaling to everyone that he wasn't seriously injured and could continue playing. Cameras immediately found Swift in her section and captured her reaction, which displayed pure, overwhelming relief. She exhaled deeply while placing both hands on her head, trying to stabilize her emotions as moisture still sparkled in her eyes, but now a smile was breaking through the worry. And if this story is touching your heart, make sure you subscribe to stay connected. During this emotional moment, Swift's fans who were attending the game joined together, chanting Kelce's name in unison, creating a wave of support that echoed throughout the entire facility, representing their way of showing encouragement not only for the athlete, but also for Taylor Swift, whom they respected and wanted to comfort. Another spectator who observed everything develop shared their impressions, explaining that when Travis finally stood up, Taylor's entire attitude transformed immediately. She smiled through her tears in what seemed like a moment of relief, overcoming fear, as this person continued by mentioning that it was clear to all observers that the bond between Swift and Kelce possesses incredible depth, and that she couldn't possibly hide the intensity of her emotions regardless of how public the setting happened to be. The relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce having become one of the most talked about romantic partnerships in modern culture, capturing attention from millions of people globally. Since they revealed their relationship publicly in 2023, the couple has evolved into a cultural phenomenon, representing an amazing fusion of entertainment and sports worlds, with their romance receiving widespread coverage from media outlets and fans who have followed each development with great interest. Taylor having attended numerous Chiefs games during the current season, demonstrating her unwavering support for Kelce and his teammates. She has become a recognizable presence in the stands, frequently wearing red clothing featuring Kelce's number 87, which has become an iconic symbol, while her presence at these sporting events has brought an entirely new audience to professional football, as her dedicated fans tune in to spot their beloved artist supporting her partner. Similarly, Kelce has appeared at several concerts during Taylor's massively successful Eras tour, joining her at performances across various countries and supporting her professional pursuits with equal passion. Hit that subscribe button to catch all the latest updates on this amazing couple's journey together. This mutual encouragement and genuine affection between them has resonated deeply with fans who see their partnership as an inspiring example of two successful individuals lifting each other up, while the game that Sunday evening at Arrowhead Stadium will certainly be remembered not just for the athletic competition, but for the raw emotional moment that unfolded in the stands. Witnessing Taylor Swift so vulnerable and frightened for Travis Kelce's safety reminded everyone that beneath the fame and public personas, they are essentially two people who have deep feelings for each other. The injury scare served as a stark reminder of the physical risks that football players face every time they step onto the field, and how difficult it must be for their loved ones to watch, knowing that danger is always present. Fortunately, Kelce was able to walk away unassisted and avoided what could have been a serious injury, while the relief felt by Swift and by fans everywhere was palpable, and the incident only seemed to strengthen the bond between them in the public eye as the season continues. Fans will no doubt be watching closely, not just for the Chiefs' performance in games, but also for more glimpses of the incredible relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.